China's manufacturing dominance over the U.S. is a topic that sparks fierce debate. While Americans grapple with crumbling infrastructure, China is building a network of high-speed rail, subways, and airports that outpaces anything the West could imagine. From self-driving cars to drones and addictive algorithms, Chinese tech products have captured global markets, positioning companies like BYD, DJI, and TikTok as industry leaders. This isn't just about production, it's about strategic vision. China's ability to scale up manufacturing has become central to the U.S. China rivalry in artificial intelligence, even as Washington tries to block its progress. But here's where it gets controversial. Why does China excel at making things while the U.S. struggles to reclaim its manufacturing roots? The answer lies in a long-term shift. Decades ago, Americans celebrated globalization and outsourcing, but today, the call to bring manufacturing back home is gaining momentum. Yet, as Dan Wang, author of Breakneck, China's Quest to Engineer the Future, argues, the U.S. lacks the workforce and infrastructure to compete. He compares China's engineering mindset, focused on large-scale production, with the U.S.'s lawyerly culture, which prioritizes legal frameworks over rapid development. Wang's insights come from years of observing China's rise, including stints in Hong Kong, Beijing, and Shanghai. Now a research fellow at Stanford's Hoover Institution, he warns that America's push for Made in America is flawed. Tariffs, he argues, won't revive manufacturing. Instead, they've led to job losses and a weakened industrial base. Meanwhile, the U.S. debates whether to restrict chip exports to China or risk letting rivals build their own alternatives. Wang calls the current export controls haphazard, noting that Chinese companies often bypass restrictions through black markets or lobbying. The debate over China's authoritarian policies also raises questions. Can an authoritarian system foster innovation? Wang points to historical examples. Stalin's USSR produced advanced weapons during the Cold War, and Nazi Germany made strides in rocketry. Even the U.S.'s Manhattan Project and Apollo missions involved centralized planning. Authoritarianism isn't inherently anti-innovation, he insists. It's about priorities. As China graduates twice as many STEM students as the U.S. by 2025, the talent pipeline becomes critical. Many Chinese scientists once left for the U.S., but now some return, drawn by China's growing influence. Trump's restrictive immigration policies, however, risk alienating top talent. It doesn't make sense to cut science funding or deport skilled workers, Wang argues. America needs to rethink its approach if it wants to stay competitive. What do you think? Are these policies the right path for America's future? Share your views in the comments, because the battle for technological supremacy is far from over.